Welcome to the Mrs. R Relevant Daily Draft Podcast brought to you by the Draft Professors. Today, I am joined by Draft Professor EJ Holt. EJ, I look forward to Thursdays every week. It is great to see you again. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing well. It's great to be here. Great to talk some more draft. Thursdays are my favorite day of the week now.
Yeah, and I didn't even pay you to say that. I just want everybody to know EJ wasn't paid to say that. So,
yep.
EJ, I know that you and I have talked. You're a huge Eagles fan.
Yes.
What do you think the Eagles are doing in round one? Like, which positions do you think they're targeting?
First and foremost, they should be targeting offensive line because, like, despite all the quarterback conversation that's going on, the biggest issue is the offensive line. The offensive line is a shell of itself from last year when it was like the most dominant unit in the league. But just injuries has diminished that line, and the lack of depth is showing up. So they're going to have to address that offensive line, the interior as well as the tackle position. So that and probably cornerback, because they need a second cornerback position, and quite possibly they might need another wide receiver, but that's TBD, to be determined. We'll see how that drama unfolds.
Yeah, so we're going to go through and talk about your first round grades. Mm-hmm. And if you think that the Eagles need some offensive linemen, I would love to hear which offensive linemen you have true first round grades on.
Oh, yeah, definitely. All right, so let me pull up my list. I got my list and all that. So I'm trying to be more organized. But all right, so you want to do tackles or guards, or should we do both?
Let's start with tackles. Why not?
All right, so tackles, I got first round grades on Spencer Fano, Francis Mauigoa, or was it Mauigoa? Maui Noah from Miami. I actually like him for the Eagles because I would like to plug him in at right guard for like a year or two until Lane Johnson retires and kick him out the right tackle. So I'm keeping my eye on him. Caden Proctor as well, either at guard or at tackle. He's more of a project at tackle. I think he's plug and play at guard. I think he's a people mover. But that's about it. And you know what? I'm sorry. 4, Caleb Lomu too. Well, you know what? I'm borderline on him. All right, no, leave him out. I'm borderline on him. So if I'm borderline, I'm just gonna leave it for now. But yeah, I got 3 first round on tackles.
So, and that was Spencer Fano, Francis Maui Noah, and Caden Proctor, and then a fringe round 1-2 on Caleb Lomu.
Yep.
And just out of curiosity, how far away is Isaiah World from your first round?
I got him in the second round. I got to do some more on him.
Is he a top 50 for you?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Okay. And then how about interior offensive line?
I only got one. That's Vega Leone from Penn State. I really like him as well. He's one of the cleanest prospects I've seen so far. Like, he's a people mover in the run game. He's got, like, what stands out to me is his grip strength. Like, once he gets a hand on you, you're not really going anywhere. A lot of guys, and he sustains the block. Due to that grip strength, he sustains the blocks. Usually, like, a guy will have the initial block, but then he'll fall off of the defender, and the defender will go make a play. He'll drive you into the ground until the whistle blows twice. So he's one of those type of players. So I like the strength package. I like the grip strength, and I like the movement ability that he has at the guard position. So I think he's a plug and play guard.
Yeah, so that's Vega Aone, I believe.
Yeah. I got to work on that pronunciation.
And everybody calls him Vega. So I'm good with Vega. If he's good with Vega, I'm good with Vega. I have questions about 2 players that you didn't mention.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Jennings Dunker from Iowa and Chase DeSantis from Texas A&M.
Yeah,
Trevor Sikkema had a first round grade on Dunker.
Mm-hmm.
Owen and Jerry Ostrowski had solid first round grades on Basantis. I'm curious where you fell on both players.
Well, yeah, I just left them out because I simply haven't gotten to them yet. So I could eventually put them in the first round, but just off initial watch, I watched Basantis. He looks like a more technically sound guard. His teammate Armaj Reed Adams, he looks like the bigger, stronger athlete, but more so. But I think Basantis, he's got some toughness to him. I think he's a more technical guard, but both of them I haven't really gotten to yet. But I'll once I get into their tape, I probably could have them up there.
Okay. And any centers with a first round grade?
No, not yet. Not yet. I'm looking at. I haven't really started on center, but I keep hearing about Connor Lew, the center from Auburn. He's getting a lot of good grades, so I'm gonna once I get to him, he may get his first round grade from me.
So Lew is probably he got injured, so he's probably returned to school.
He got hurt. Okay,
right. Iapani Lululu from Oregon.
Yeah.
Owen and Jerry had a round 1-2 on him.
Mm.
So even if he's not a first round grade, he is going to be starting in the league really soon.
He's a top 50 guy.
Yeah, so definitely top 50.
Okay.
And then Jerry, I think, said Brian Parker Jr., he would not be surprised. Again, that would be like a round 1-2. He may not be starting immediately because he would be tackle converting to center, but he should be starting really soon. So he should be a top 50.
Okay. And Jerry likes that tackle from Florida too, right?
Yeah, so Jerry loved Lululu. He loved Vega. He loved Lululu. Brian Parker Jr., he likes, just from a grading standpoint, he didn't grade them as high.
Okay.
Kind of thing. Right. So he did really like Brian Parker Jr. Yes. Did I say that right?
Okay.
Brian Parker the second. Okay.
Okay.
So we just covered the offensive line first round grades, which you said it's Vega, Aone, and everybody else we covered was me just asking you about some other players that others had graded high. What wide receiver do you have a round 1 grade on?
I have a wide receiver, like some of these, the common names. Jordan Tyson, I have a wide receiver. Despite all the injuries, I still have a round 1 grade on him. I like the skill set. I think it translates immediate to the league. Makai Lemon, I have a round 1 grade on. That the Amon-Ra St. Brown archetype, he's that type of guy. He's that type of toughness, that type of quickness, that type of aggressive route runner. Not the biggest guy, but you put him in the slot, he'll catch 90 balls for you. So he's that type of player. And you see in the league now, that's the type of player that's having a lot of success in the league. You look at your JSNs, you look at your Amon-Ra, you look at even though he's a bigger frame, Puka Nacua, but he plays that type of role. He plays that type of he can give him a free release, and he can do damage with the route running, strong at the catch point, that type of player. But so I got Makai Lemon as a first round grade. Got Carnell Tate as a first round grade. I like the fluidity that he plays with, the polish and fluidity. I mean, you see a Ohio State wide receiver, you're gonna assume that they're a polished route runner, and Carnell Tate is. I like the downfield ability that he has. Not much of a run after catch guy, but that's okay because he gets down the field, he gets in and out of his breaks. He's more of a route runner, catch the football. He's more of an attack down the field type of guy. But yeah, I have a first round grade on him, and I have a first round grade on Casey Concepcion out of Texas A&M. I put up a tweet earlier today, and I can see the role for him in the offense. His role should be similar to Ladd McConkey, how the Chargers use Ladd McConkey. They move him inside and they move him outside. They hit him with the short passes and let him run after the catch. They put him in space and let him do damage in space, and he also has the speed to get down the field on as a deep threat. That's the same type of skill set and package that Casey Concepcion has. He's a guy that can win on his own and create his own separation against man coverage. We've seen him do it. It's a rep against South Carolina, against Brandon Cisse. And he pretty much hits him with a stutter go, and like in the middle of the route, he uses his hands to get free, and then he turns on the afterburners and he gets deep on him. So he's that type of guy. I look at him and pretty much I look at him as a Ladd McConkey type, a Zay Flowers type of player. He's that type of player that's explosive. You want to get the ball in his hands in any way possible. So I got a first round grade on him. And on borderline first round grade is on Denzel Boston. I'm going to do some more digging on him, but he's a lot faster than you kind of the frame looks out to be, but his speed is more of a build up speed. He's got a rep against Michigan where he got deep on everybody, but it was just that he got a free release and he was able to run through a zone. So he was allowed his speed to build up. So he got behind the defense. But what's really attractive about him is the ball skills, the strength at the catch point, the size. And I mean, I wouldn't say he has some short area quickness. I wouldn't say he's the twitchiest guy in the world, but when you're 6'4", 209 pounds, you're not really expecting that to be his game. But he's a big package. So I got a borderline first round grade on him. I guess once I sweep through the whole entire position, I may come up on him, but he's right there under the rest of the guys I mentioned.
So I think there's 3 names I'm curious about.
Mm-hmm.
Elijah Surratt from Indiana. Have you graded him yet?
I haven't graded him. I've watched him. He's in that Denzel Boston mode. He's that bigger receiver, strong at the catch point. I think Denzel Boston, like comparing the two, I think Denzel Boston has a little bit more juice than he does, but I think Surratt is a little bit stronger after the catch than Boston is. So pretty much I got them close in that same range, but I don't have a first round grade on Surratt yet.
Okay. And then Chris Brazel from Tennessee. Have you graded him yet?
No, I haven't graded him, but I also have watched him. He's more polished. The thing is, he's more polished as a wide receiver for a Tennessee wide receiver. Because like they don't ask their wide receivers to do a whole lot. He still has more in his bag than say like a Jalen Hyatt does from back in the day. Mm-hmm. But you still want to see a little bit more from him, but you like the size, you like the downfield speed, you like the hands. He does show some route running ability. You would like to see it more on a more consistent basis because it feels like we got like just a 1 year sample size of that. But the talent is there. I wouldn't necessarily say his first round talent, but I think he's still a top 50 guy.
Okay. Trying to think. And then how close is Nick Harbor if he declares to being in your first round?
Not close at all.
Okay. No, and that's a good enough answer for me. That's a good enough answer.
Oh, okay.
No, and I was just trying to think of like some of the other guys. Like I think Jeremy Bernard was solid day 2. Ian Strong was solid day 2, but not round 1. I don't see speed like Harbor getting out of the top 50 if he's in the draft.
Yeah, like that's the thing with him. He's going to get drafted on his athletic prowess alone. So that, like, athletically, he's a first round talent. Athletically, he's a top 10 talent. But the skill, you need the skill to catch up to what the athleticism is for him. Because right now we've seen him develop. He's developed into his role on the offense is like a Dante Thornton from last year. He's a big, tall, deep threat. He can get down the field. He can use his speed and his explosiveness to stretch defenses. That's kind of the role that he settled into for right now. Anything more you want from him is going to take a while because remember, he's still a guy learning the position. And now you accelerate that learning curve because now he's in the NFL. They're going to be expecting him to hit the ground running. So He's a project. He's a project. So and any team that drafts him is going to have to recognize what a project he is, or put him in that specific role as a deep threat, and just hope he just grows from there. So, and I mean, but he's going to get drafted on projection. That's what he's going to get drafted on. So he's definitely a draftable player, but it's just where you want to take that shot at with him.
Okay. Do you have any first round grades at tight end?
Just Kenyon Sadiq. That's about it. Although I have been going through the tight end position. There are some guys that I would draft in the second round on upside, like the two Georgia guys, Lawson Lucky and Oscar Delp. I think they're going to be far better pros than they were at Georgia, just for the simple fact of they wasn't asked to do a whole lot other than block. At Georgia, I think a player like Michigan's Marlon Klein. I think he has some upside. He's got some upside as a blocker. A guy nobody's talking about from Stanford, Sam Roush. I think he has a baseline ability as a tight end too. I don't think he's going to go anywhere near the first round, but he could pop into the second day, I would say. But right now, the only first round grade I have is Kenyon Sadiq. He's just a different animal. A sleeper that could sneak into the first round. Michael Trigg. He's just as athletic as Kenyon Sadiq is, and he's bigger. And he's so natural as a receiver. I think some team may fall in love with that, and so he could sneak. He could get drafted way higher than anybody thinks.
So I love the Trigg call out. So Denver is probably picking in the back 6 spots of round 1.
Mm-hmm.
And they were looking for the Joker, right? Because was it Ingram? Evan Ingram, I think, is who they got as a what did they trade with Jacksonville, or did Jacksonville cut him? I don't remember how they got him, but they stuck to Ingram, but they're still looking for that Joker within the Sean Payton offense. I think Trigg would do that really well.
Yeah, he fits that to a T. Like you're drafting when you're drafting Michael Trigg, you're drafting a receiver, but he's a good enough blocker to keep you from showing your hand from playing offense, because he'll give you effort as a blocker. It's not like and he has a little bit of play strength as well. So he's got enough blocking ability to keep you honest on offense, but you're drafting a receiver.
Yep. And then I guess we have 2 other offensive positions.
Mm-hmm.
I think you told me before the podcast you have 3 first-round grades on quarterbacks?
Yes. Of course, that's Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore if he comes out, and Ty Simpson if he comes out, which the last 2 are, they're big ifs if they come out right now. But Fernando Mendoza, you like the size, I like his head for the game, like the way he thinks the game through. I think he has the ability to he'll be able to figure out defenses. He'll be able to go through his progressions fairly quick at the NFL level. I think he's going to figure that out fairly quick. I like Ty Simpson. I like the way he plays the game. He makes quick decisions. He's accurate with the football. He has a quick release. He's a guy that can walk into your offense and run your offense. The issues with Ty Simpson is what you're seeing now is he's only had, this is only his first year starting. Usually I would like my quarterbacks to have at least 2 years starting, so that way they can see 2 years worth of defenses. Yeah, and that's the issue we're seeing with Ty Simpson now. He's simply seeing things that he hasn't seen before. So this is why the turnovers are coming in. He's looking a little confused in the pocket because defenses are showing him, ever since the Oklahoma game, defenses are showing him things that he's never seen before, things he hasn't experienced. So now you're seeing the learning curve that he's got to go through. Now, if he comes out, he's going to have to do that same thing at the NFL level. So, he's going to have to go through that again. But, he's that type of guy. This is a guy that sat and waited his turn and learned his craft in Alabama. So you expect him to do the same thing again. Dante Moore, I don't know what he's going to do. I mean, at first I thought he really was going to go back, but then his offensive coordinator left for Kentucky. So does he really want to come back and learn a new offense with a new offensive coordinator? I'm not sure. So, but he's another one. The physical gifts that he has. He's got a decent arm, got mobility. He's the prototypical quarterback, which you want. I like the quick release. He's another guy. I wish he had another year starting under his belt. Well, he actually does back at UCLA, but it wasn't that great. But I wish he had another year starting at Oregon under his belt. But he's another guy, tremendous upside. But it's just a matter of if he's going to come out or not.
Yeah, and I've had numerous conversations. We have a couple of quarterback podcasts on Mondays and Sundays. So we talk about this a little bit with the quarterbacks. So I want to add in a couple of things on the will they go to school or will they declare? If I'm a betting man, I'm betting that both Moore and Ty Simpson are in this draft. Now, here's why I'm making that bet. Now, I really don't gamble, everybody. But if I had to make a bet, here's the logic behind it. So with Dante Moore, his worst case is that he's going to go top 5. And it's not going to be 4 or 5. Right? Like, it just really depends on how the draft order falls.
Yeah, somebody's going to go up and get him.
One of the 2 top quarterbacks taken. Right? And then that draft pick is a $40 million plus guaranteed deal for 4 years. So basically $10 million a year. Yes, NIL can't pay him $10 million a year. So from a financial decision, if you're Dante Moore, you have to strike while the iron is hot. Because last year, Drew Allard declared, we said that he would have been QB2. Now we're not even talking about Allard in round 1. You have to declare when you're hot. Yeah, you got to take advantage. You got to take advantage of that. Yeah, I mean, that $40 million, that's a lot, and he's definitely going to go on the top of the draft. It just somebody's going to go up and get him. But yeah, that's a lot. So yeah, that makes me think he's got 40 million reasons why to declare. Yep. So Ty Simpson will have a little bit less than 40 million reasons why would be reason 1, but reason 2. My understanding is that Ty Simpson is currently 23 years old. So if he went back to school, he would be a 24-year-old quarterback. I don't think we're going to say, no matter how good the QB plays, that a 24-year-old QB is going to go in round 1. The draft community is just going to ding him. So if he's in round 1 now, I don't think he could bank on being in round 1 next year. He would get kind of like the Tyler Shuck treatment where he's a 24-year-old quarterback and everybody's going to say, well, he is what we think he will be, right? Because a 24-year-old, that's really an adult, as opposed to if you're acting like a 21-year-old Mendoza, right? Mendoza still has a runway to get even better. So I think Simpson and Moore are in this draft class. And I know we have a couple of trolls that will remind me on YouTube whenever I'm wrong. So feel free. But, every once in a while we do get things on this show wrong. But I do want to point out one of the things that we did get right is EJ talking about Arvell Reese before a single game this year had even been played.
Yeah, very true, very true. And also we might have to go through that list I did before because I look back. I had Caden Proctor on that list. Not Caden Proctor. Kate McDonald. I had him on that list too as well. So
I remember your formula. You were looking for new starters at good schools. I remember you explaining to me how we did that sleeper podcast or how you put that sleeper podcast together. Okay, we've done. There's one offensive position that we're missing, and that's running back. And I assume, I think from pre-show, you said you have 1 first-round grade at running back.
Yes. My only first round grade. It goes to Hollywood Smothers. He's the only guy I'm taking in the first round. Say no, I'm lying. I'm not. But Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love is he's my first round grade for obvious reasons. We see what he is. We see what he can do on the field. The fluidity, the receiving ability, the breakaway speed, the strength, contact balance, the foot quickness. I mean, he's got it all. He's got it all. He's one of the most explosive. I think, one of the most explosive players in this draft. So I wouldn't be surprised if he went top 5 in this class. I wouldn't be surprised if he went maybe in the 20s or something like that. But he's definitely a first rounder all day long.
Yeah. And then on the defensive side, what corners do you have a first round grade on?
All right, corners. So I just finished watching Colton Hood, and I came away with a borderline, actually bottom of the first round grade with Colton Hood. Avion Terrell, I have a first round grade on. Mansour Delane, I have a first round grade on. I hate grading guys off of 2024 tape, but that's all we got. So I mean, with the 2024 tape, I have to put a first round grade on Jeremiah McCoy because the 2024 tape was that good. So he's another guy I got a first round grade on. 2 other guys that I have not. Well, I watched Brandon Cisse from South Carolina. I got a second round grade on him, but I like him a lot. He's a good player. 2 other cornerbacks, AJ Harris from Penn State and Devin Moore from Florida. Those are 2 guys. I'm still in the process of grading them, but Devin Moore is coming out higher than I thought he would. He's a good player. So I think I might end up with a first round grade on him. Definitely, I'll have a day 2 grade on him right now, but that could be going higher. But that's all the first round grades on corners that I have.
Okay, so a couple questions. So have you watched Keith Abney?
I watched him in the summertime. Feisty player. I like the speed. I like the awareness. He can play off man. He can play zone. He's a smaller guy, so length concerns are going to be there. But he triggers downhill very fast, and I like that about my cornerbacks. But he's a guy. I think length deficiencies will probably knock him down into the second round, but still a good player.
Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of people with him and Colton Hood in the same tier. So that's right. If I see that for more than one person, then I begin to say, okay, they're about. It's like see who's higher, Abney or Hood.
Yeah,
for a given person. Another corner that's getting some top 50 love is Julian Neal from Arkansas. Have you watched him yet?
I haven't watched him yet. I've seen him I've seen him on the Senior Bowl list, but he's a tall guy. I want to see how he moves, so I got to pull up that Arkansas tape. But I haven't watched him yet. But I want to see how he moves. I want to see how he changes direction. Usually with those taller, longer guys, they struggle with change of direction. But if he has that, then he's on his way.
Okay, and then safety. How many safeties do you have a first round grade on?
Caleb. Of course, I got a first round grade on Caleb Downs. Now, I think when it's all said and done, I will probably have a first round grade on Jalen Kilgore. If you want to call him a safety, I don't look at him as like a safety. I look at him as more of a nickel, and I think he could go in the first round as a nickel player. But those are mainly the 2 guys that I would think. Caleb Downs, definitely. Jalen Kilgore, possibly. I'm probably higher on Jalen Kilgore than a lot of people are, but I like the athleticism. I like what he brings to the table. Another guy I really like, AJ Halsey. I don't have a first round grade on him quite yet, but he's up there.
And Taylor, who you podcast with last week, Kilgore was his safety 4.
Okay.
Right, but he had really high grades on the top 3 safeties. But it was if you're a defense and you Kamari Ramsey and Jalen Kilgore will play the same position, which is slot, but they're not playing it the same way. not going to use those two players the
Same.
same. So it's going to be like
Yep.
scheme preference as to how the defensive coordinator wants to line their defense up.
Exactly. Because like Kilgore is more of a physical player. Like you can use him as a weapon in the pass rush plan. So and he's a bigger, more physical guy. So it's a lot of different ways you could use him.
Yep. And then how about linebackers? How many first round grades do you have at linebacker?
All right. So we got. I guess I'm trying to decide whether I want to call Arvell Reese a linebacker or
you can talk about him twice.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Arvell Reese, I got a first round grade on him, no matter what position he plays. And not far behind him is Sonny Styles. Sonny Styles is a fun player to watch because you see, like he moves, like he can run like a cornerback, and he's 6'5", 243 pounds, and he's a legit 6'5", 240. It's like not that's not an inflated height and weight, but like he can cover. He hit when he tackles guys. He's not the one that moves. Like when he tackles guys, other guys are getting the recoil. It's not him. So he's coming with some power. What has elevated his game so much is the read and react at the second level of the defense. Because before, when they moved him from safety a couple years ago, he didn't have that. It was a learning curve to where he had to react to things a whole lot faster. But now he's reacting so much faster, and like when he's kept clean by the defensive line, he can go and get it, and he can go and get it in a hurry. That's what's going to make him special. If he's in a defense where you got a strong defensive line that's going to keep blockers off of you, he'll make double-digit tackles every week. He's that type of player. But he's a special athlete, and the instincts and the football IQ is catching up to where the athlete is. So he's got a ton of upside. So
and I think 12 months ago, he was just learning linebacker.
Yep.
Because he's a converted safety.
Yep.
Right.
And yep. But he took to it. He took to it, and he's learning it. And the thing is, he still has those safety cover skills as well, because they play him as an overhang and an apex defender, and you see him move in space, you would think he's a safety. So he's that type of guy. So you put him against your tight end, whatever tight end in the league, he can match up with him, no problem at all. So he could be your tight end eraser, he can be your pass rusher, and he could just be your regular stack linebacker. So it's a million ways that you can use him.
So other than Reese and Styles, any first run grades linebackers?
No, that's about it. I like CJ Allen a lot. CJ Allen from Georgia. I like he's more of your downhill type of between the tackles linebacker. I don't think that like the coverage skills or the pass. Like with my linebackers, it's good that you can just play stack linebacker. You can play that at a high level. I need something more in order to take you in the first round. You either got to offer something as a pass rush, or you have to offer something in coverage. He's more of your pure stack linebacker. I don't think he's not going to give you a high level of pass rush, and he's not going to give you a high level of coverage ability, which is fine because it all fits in however it fits into a defense. But I need something just a little bit more if I'm going to take him in the first round. That's why I see that. I see that in Sonny Styles. I see that in Arvell Reese. They have something extra they can give, as well as being a stack linebacker. But CJ Allen, I got a day 2 grade on him because he still is a very good player.
Okay. And then Josiah Trotter and Anthony Hill, are they in your top 50?
Yes, they definitely are. I got Trotter a little bit ahead of Hill because I like the athleticism of Trotter. He's going to be a climber, because he's a guy that he can offer you some pass rush, some coverage ability. He has the excellent linebacker instincts, and he's a pretty decent athlete as well. So I think he's going to do well at the combine. But yeah, I think I have pretty much a day 2 grade on Trotter as well. Hill, same thing. I think I got a later day 2 grade on him. He's more of your between the tackle slumper type of linebacker, which some defenses need. If he's a guy that's just that, if you have somebody around him that has range, that can cover space, he can just handle tackle to tackle, he'll dominate right there, tackle to tackle, and that's his role at the defense. He can move a little bit. He's a serviceable mover, but if he has guys around him that has range, he can go. He's the type of guy that can go beat up the A gap and go stuff the run.
Okay, so now the only two positions we have left, I believe, are defensive tackle and edge. So, what edges do you have a first round grade on?
All right, so edges, aside from Arvell Reese as an edge, I have. Of course, I have Ruben Bain. Pulling up my list. There we go. All right. So Ruben Bain, he's the early comp of Brandon Graham on him. I think it still fits. I like the power in his hands, the explosiveness he has. He's your 4-3, put your hand in the dirt defensive lineman. I mean, he can play standing up as well, but he's a plug and play defensive end. He's going to give you impact against the run and as a pass rusher. He's such an easy transition into the league. I like him a lot. Keldrick Faulk, he's the youngest player in this draft, and he's got. The thing is, you're getting the upside. You're getting the how Auburn uses him now. They use him more of as a 5 technique. He's more of a power player, set the edge, stop the run. He's a very similar player to how Michael Williams was from Georgia last year. He's that type of guy. So people are going to say, like, where's the pass rush ability? That's where you're betting on the upside, because he's an athletic guy. He's a strong guy, and he's 6'6", 285, and he's still very, very young. So you're getting a solid and strong run defender immediately, and you're betting on the upside as a pass rusher to come through. So just that alone, I got a first round grade on Keldrick Faulk. David Bailey from Texas Tech. I love the speed coming around the edge. He's got the hands. He may have to start off as a designated pass rusher, which is absolutely fine because that's what he does best. But I like the entire package as an edge rusher. I'm not having him as a hand in the dirt type of edge rusher, but he's one of those guys you want to be your odd front type of edge rusher. He can move in space if he has to drop out in the short zone coverage. But coming from a 2-point stance and coming off the edge, using his hands to manipulate the offensive tackle, he's that type of guy. 2 more guys I have. TJ Parker from Clemson. I watched him during summer scouting. He's another guy you can get right off the edge. He's got power in his hands. He's got pass rush moves in his bag. He's not one of those guys that's just gonna run right into the tackle and try to outpower everybody. But he actually has some pass rush moves in his bag. And another guy I really like, he's going to get dinged because apparently he has T-Rex arms. But Cassius Howe, I don't care how long his arms are, he still gets after it. He's another guy, if you want to make him a designated pass rusher, he can do that because he's got a ton of juice off the edge. And my thing is, if his arms aren't long enough, I think he makes up for that with the speed that he comes off the edge with. He has one of the best bursts off the line in this class. So even though he may not be able to fight past the offensive tackle, or like he may have issues against the run more than likely because offensive tackles are going to get their hands on him before he can get their hands on the tackle. So he's just going to have to get his hand usage up to par to where he can swipe away hands and he can elude these blockers against the run. But if you want to start him off as a DPR, that's where he's going to make his money at, because he's got juice off the edge. He got his pass rush moves. I mean, he really gets after it. So I got a first round grade on Cassius Howell though. And that's about it. Coming after that, I got Romello Height. I got a day 2 grade on him. And R. Mason Thomas, I got a day 2 grade on him as well. R. Mason Thomas, I mean, I really like him coming off the edge as well. He's just a smaller guy. I want to see what he weighs in at and what his real height is and arm length is at the combine. So he may be a Jalen Walker type of guy, where he's not the tallest guy, but if his arm length is where it should be, his juice off the edge is undeniable. But I got those as day 2 guys right now so far.
Okay, and then curious, how high do you have Gabe Akis from Illinois?
Gabe Akis, I have. Let's see. I watched him in summertime. I had a borderline day 2 grade on him. I think I had him like in the 3rd round. But he's another guy. I like the juice coming off the edge. I think he's another guy that has long arms. He's more of a hand in the dirt defensive end. But I think, and he has some moves. I need to watch him again because I only watched him in summer. So I'm gonna get some more eyes on him and see where he's at now.
Okay. And then how about Zion Young from Missouri? How high do you have him?
I got a day 2 grade on Zion Young. I like him. He's excellent size, and he's actually got a teammate too from Georgia. I don't know if he declared or not, but he's a good player as well. You like the size from Zion Young. He's a guy that has length. When you see him rushing the passer, he's got some get off, but like he's a long strider, so he's got long strides that cover a whole lot of ground, and before you know it, he's on the quarterback. So he's a guy you want to. He usually rushing from a 2-point stance. He has some moves to him. More than likely, he's got his hand usage. He can get past offensive tackles with his hands because he got long arms. He can swipe past guys, and he has enough juice to where he can beat somebody around the edge. So I got a day 2 grade on him. And shout out to Ryando Sparks in the chat. Like you said, technique can make up for physical limitations. So like if you're doing the right thing, if your technique is right, that can cover up a lot of mistakes. And you gives the example of D'Angelo Pons. D'Angelo Pons, that's why we talked about him in the last show. That's why I thought he could stay outside as a cornerback because his technique is excellent. Like he may not when he's playing a bigger receiver, they may get to the ball, but he's still trying to play through the hands, trying to attack the ball at the receiver's hands. He already knows he can't jump with a whole bunch of guys, but he's still feisty. He still plays through the hands, and that's technique, that's reps, that's practice. So he's a guy. He's a good example of technique over technique to match some of the limitations that you have.
Okay, and then the last defensive position we haven't talked about is defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious, do you have more than one defensive tackle with a round 1 grade?
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes, I do. I got 2 of them actually. I think Amari Washington from Oregon is going to sneak into the first round. I think somebody's just going to, and possibly. See, I haven't gotten to Caleb Banks yet as well. So I might come down with a first round grade on him. But of course I got Caden McDonald. I got Caden McDonald in the first round. I love Peter. Oh shoot. I totally forgot about Peter Woods. I went so right past Peter Woods.
You have possibly 4. So you are probably the highest I've heard on Washington, but by only maybe 15 spots.
Yeah. Because he's an upside guy because he's got a speed and get off at the line of scrimmage that you cannot teach. So I can see a team falling in love with him, and I can see him being a more productive player, especially if a team allows him to play it like a 3 technique and start shooting some gaps and use that get off. He could really do some damage. But yeah, I mean, I totally bypassed Peter Woods because he's one of them guys that's like, okay, he's at the top of the draft. I don't have to worry about him. But yeah, of course, I got a first round grade on Peter Woods. Got a first round grade on Caden McDonald. Thing about Caden McDonald is you're getting a run stuffer, you're getting a pocket pusher, you're getting a high level run stuffer and pocket pusher. You're not getting a ton of pass rush. Don't look at him to be the sack guy. You look for the guys around him that he plays with to increase their sack production because he's taking up so much space in the middle. And that has value in today's NFL, because if he's whooping somebody on first and second down, he's allowing the other guys to attack the passer on third downs. So I think he's an excellent player. He's a plug and play defensive tackle. Whether you want to make him a 0 tech, you want to make him a 3 tech. When you want to make him a 4-eye, I wouldn't make him a 4-eye, but I would keep him in the middle of that defense and let him just whoop up on centers and guards. But yeah, those are 3 first-round grades I got so far, and I haven't done Kristen Miller or Caleb Banks yet. So,
okay,
those are the guys I got.
Well, you want to talk about the Eagles round 1 for a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, so I am going to pull up the Draft Professor Simulator.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll pick the Eagles, and we're going to do this thing called the first round challenge. So EJ is going to take us through 5 unique round 1 scenarios for Philadelphia. So that's what first round challenge is. So you're going to do 5 first rounds. It won't let you pick the same player twice. And I'll talk you through the whole thing, but we'll let it go. Okay, so here was the draft as it went. So Bain, Mendoza, Reese, Moore, Simpson, Tate, Woods, Maui Noah, Delane, Downs, Terrell, Tyson, McDonald to the Ravens, Fano, Bailey, Lomu, World, Lululu, Styles, Sadiq, Banks, Ione.
Yikes. Okay. All right. So let's see. I wanted to show me what offensive tackle looks like. Who's left? Did they Austin Barber, Sheldon? Yeah, that's none of those are first round grades. Okay. All right. It's looking like it's going to be Colton Hood. Who else is on the cornerback? Oh, wait. Ooh. Okay. So I got my choice between Colton Hood, Jeremiah McCoy, and I see Keldrick Falk fell. That's going to be, yeah. So, that's tough because I'm not sure he's the best scheme fit for what Vic likes to do. Vic would probably see,
because Falk would be more of a 3-4 edge for the Eagles.
Yeah.
If I understood how they run their scheme, Falk would be more of like a 4-eye, right?
Yeah. So like he really would have to up his pass rush if he wants to put him on the edge. So I'm not sure he's the best scheme fit. I'm tempted just to take Jeremiah.
Parker's available as well.
Yeah. TJ Parker's available. I'm tempted just to take Jeremiah Love and say best player available. But I'll stick with cornerback since we need a cornerback too, and I'll go with Jeremiah McCoy.
Okay, so I'm gonna take some notes here. So McCoy, at the time we picked him, he's 18th on the Eagles board. See that 18 right there?
Yep.
So he's 18th on the Eagles board. Okay, so the simulator is going to go through, and it's already kicked us into the second mock. The first round is going to be really similar, but the simulator will make sure that McCoy is gone before the Eagles pick. So McCoy is off the board.
All right.
I'm looking to see if any of the other picks changed. So Maui Noah went first overall on this one.
Wow, that's interesting.
Well, and the simulators, when we do this, the simulator is forced to make the first pick of the draft different each time we go through. That way we know that the first round is different.
Okay. All right.
And then whatever goes from there.
Okay. All right. So what does edge look like?
Falk,
same
Parker,
TJ Parker. Same thing. Okay. All right.
And then Howell is also available.
Yeah, Cassius Howell's right there too. All right. What does wide receiver look like? I wonder if it's some good value.
Austin, Concepcion, Lemon are all staring at you right in the face.
Yes. I'm going to take Kevin Concepcion as well. Yeah, I'm going to take Kevin Concepcion.
Okay. So Concepcion is 25. So McCoy was 18. KC is equal to 25.
Yeah. Because the Eagles actually on the low, they have a need at wide receiver, even if they keep AJ Brown, because AJ Brown and Devontae Smith are under contract. No other wide receiver is really under contract other than 2 late round picks.
Okay, so this time Fano went first overall to the Giants. Okay. And I'm looking to see if any new player went earlier.
Mm-hmm. Keldrick Falk went a little bit earlier.
So this time Falk went earlier.
Yeah.
And it makes sure that McCoy and Concepcion are off the board.
Okay.
And it's Vega. And okay, so Vega Ione is available in addition to World, Hood, Boston, Lemon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm taking Ione. That's easy.
Okay.
Plug and play right guard.
Okay. And then I gotta learn how to spell Ione. And he's 27.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So it immediately took us into another mock. So this time Carnell Tate went first overall.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm quickly scrolling to see if so Keldrick Falk went before the Eagles pick.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sure that McCoy, Concepcion, and Ione are off the board before you pick.
Yep. I see an option right now in Caden McDonald. And what does offensive tackle look like?
So World is available in Barber.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So I saw Caden Proctor fell in the last one. But this you got. I mean, I gotta go with best player available.
So Proctor's available as well.
Oh yeah. So you know what? I would take Caden Proctor. I'll take Caden Proctor. I'll let him play right guard for a year until Layton Johnson retires, and then kick him outside.
Proctor was 35 at the time we picked him. Okay, so now we're doing the 5th and final mock, EJ. So when we do the final one, it makes sure that McCoy, Concepcion, Ione, and Proctor are off the board before you pick. What do you do?
Okay, so that means somebody fell. What does edge look like?
So Falk and Parker and Howell are all there.
Okay. All right. What does cornerback look like?
So Washington's there. Hood, Abney, Neal.
Okay. All right. And what does did anybody take Kenyon Sadiq?
Yes.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Sadiq went to Miami.
Miami. Okay. All right. And what does offensive tackle look like? They got World and Austin Barber show. Okay. I guess I would go TJ Parker at edge. I think he's a good scheme fit for what they want coming off the edge.
Okay, and he was 25th at the time that we picked it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got 4 A's and a B.
Yeah.
If you end up getting an A+ grade, the A+ grades are who a user will have to mock draft against. So So the boards move. So what I'm going to show you now is I'm going to go to team needs and I'm going to go to the Eagles board. So if you go to team needs in the simulator and then scroll down and find your favorite team. So I'll scroll down It takes a minute for it to do some counting and building of the table.
Mm-hmm.
But if we look at the Eagles here, whoops, I was scrolling too far already.
Yeah. Oh, back down. Look, there it is.
There we go. And we go to the player list over here on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when we drafted McCoy, he was 18.
Yeah.
He moved up to 16.
Okay.
He's ahead of Love. Notice he's ahead of Love now.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We picked Casey Concepcion. He was 25.
Mm-hmm. And now he's
moved
all the way
up
up
to
to 21. Okay.
Ione was 27. He is now 23.
Okay.
Proctor was 35. He moved up to 34.
34. Okay.
Parker was 25.
Mm-hmm.
And he moved up to 20.
Okay.
Okay. So the more of those that people do, you're essentially now building an Eagles first round board to make sure that the player the simulator takes is somebody that Eagles fans also think they will take.
Okay.
And if we have a chance on another podcast, we will do a second round challenge. So you get to do 2 rounds to talk about round 1 and round 2. But there's a whole bunch of stuff like that designed right into the simulator.
Okay, nice.
I like the way you talk through that.
Yeah. I'll just try to reason to myself like what would be the best pick. So I was so tempted to take Jeremiah Love because he was there in every round. So I was really tempted to just take him and let the chips fall where they may.
Right. So then the question would be clearly because Love is a higher graded player than probably everybody that we picked.
Yep.
Right. But would the Eagles take Love if he fell to that?
Yeah. That's such a hard question. I don't think they would, just for the simple fact that they just paid Saquon, but how he would not, if a talent like that fell to him that far, he would have a hard time bypassing that. So I think honestly it is a challenge. If he fell that far, I think it is a chance that Howie would take him just because of the value.
Right. And the only way that Love falls that far is because nobody picks him. So nobody doing the mock drafts for the teams ahead of the Eagles are picking a running back early. So that's how he falls. And that's how he got there. So, hey, so EJ, do you want to let everybody know about all of the other draft content that you make?
Yes. I got we have a Rogue Analytics draft guide that's coming to you in a couple of months. So you can catch my evaluations on wide receiver and running back there. I'm doing scouting reports there. You can also catch my Twitter. I'm doing player evaluations, doing cut-ups of what I like about players, giving you a projection of role with these evaluations of players. And as always, no hot takes, no clickbait, no rage bait. I will never, ever, ever say the word generational, not this cycle, not next cycle, not in any cycle. So that's all I do. If that's your type of thing, give me a follow.
Yeah, so I want to repeat what EJ said. Give him a follow, please and thank you. Draft Professor cannot create this content without EJ showing up once a week, Thursday nights. And we're going to have a number of people coming on the show here with EJ. Andrew Harbaugh, who podcasted with us a little bit, is going to be coming back for some shows. And there's going to be a lot of guests coming on the podcast starting in January. So you're going to see more people here. You're going to get more draft takes. And we try to keep it real. We try to keep it fun. But but that's kind of who Draft Professor is. And I also want to plug that simulator that EJ and I use is the Draft Professor simulator. I'm the one that designed it. I designed it to make mock drafting hard. So no matter what you throw at the simulator, I can show you a button that's going to make it harder. So if you get sick and tired of doing the same old mock drafts, I guarantee you Draft Professor has a button that you can turn on to break up the mock draft monotony. So we just did a first round challenge, and more than likely next week, EJ and I will pick a topic so he has more time to do an Eagles second round challenge. And I can talk everybody through the logic while EJ talks through the logic of the Eagles GM and why would you do this and then that in whichever round. So, so with that being said, for EJ, myself, the 110 people at the Draft Professor, thank you so much for tuning in. Ryan Sparks, it was great to see you stop by, and we will see you guys on a podcast again tomorrow night. Thank you, everybody.